Friends and family of Cardivox Academy, Mark here, and today we are doing something exciting. We are checking out Infected Rain, Fighter, brand new song from the band, and this will actually be the first time I've ever heard Infected Rain. Never heard them before. Excited to do so. Looking forward to it. Their singer, Lena, I'm not sure which one's correct, Scissorhands, Lena Scissorhands, is apparently really darn good. So I'm excited to hear what that's all about. Now, if you're new to the channel, again, my name is Mark. I myself am a vocalist in 3 metal bands, Kardashev, Neverbreath, and Viremia. I'm also a vocal coach specializing in harsh vocals, so a lot of like deathcore and death metal types of sounds. That's what I teach people to do for a living. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. And here on the channel, we take the reaction format. We break it down. We try to make it as educational and entertaining as we can. Like, share, subscribe if you have some fun. Check us out on Patreon if you want to support the channel even further. We have cool events, multiple events every month. You have the opportunity to win evaluations and lessons with me, and we've got an awesome Discord server. Come check it out. Beyond that, though, let's check out Infected Rain, Fighter. I'm excited. Here we go.
Forever haunted, milk and fire in your veins, consequences, past mistakes. Fight up, to die right now. All you've got is this pain unright, suffocating compass. To die right now. All you've got is this pain unright, suffocating.
Okay, so we have a really solid fry tone. That is, now fry is a word that gets used a lot in very different ways. Depending on who you're talking to, there's like the deathcore fry tone. There's like what more like contemporary and rock singers consider fry tone. So within the realm of like, you know, your metal, right? This definitely falls in the fry family. Don't think of fry as necessarily one tone. Think of it as kind of a multifaceted vocal style. Now, this fry that she's doing, I don't really do a lot of that myself. Most of my vocals that I do in any of my music, and most of what people come to me for are false chord vocals and other types as well. This is a really solid fry tone though. Like, let me tell you, I'm hearing nothing but relaxation. And while we are hearing her true chords involved in the scream, of course, right? It's fry scream. The distortion, there is a good degree of separation between the distortion and her actual voicing, right? We're hearing nice overtones of the voice. Let's keep going though. I want to hear a little bit more of it before I go too much into detail, because like I said, this is a side of metal vocals that I don't do a whole lot myself. So I just want to dig into a little bit more before I start jabbering on too much. Let's keep going. One thing that she's doing, which is really, really cool and really solid, is that, so I'm hearing a lot of like Isan or Isan. I'm hearing a lot of like Jans Kidman from Meshuggah. I'm even hearing some like Trevor Strnad. I'm not saying she's replicating these people, but she certainly fits within that sound. One thing she's doing that we hear a lot and that I really enjoy, this is a smart move on her part, is that she's keeping things fairly monotone since we do hear the tonality in her scream, and then she will either ease back on that to get more of a purely distorted tone, adding nuance to the sound, or she'll open up her mouth and lift her voice up slightly to create like dynamics of high screams and low screams and everything like that. But right now she's very in the pocket. Like, this is her comfort zone and she's owning it exceptionally well. I love this so far. Oh. I also love the way she's articulating her words here, right? I love the way she's articulating her words. She's got this snarl, this like she's got like that sound to the way that she's pronouncing her words. And it makes it sound so aggressive, which with a title such as Fighter and videos of her like, you know, doing like MMA stuff, like martial arts and like cage fighting, it makes a lot of sense that she'd be using a really aggressive tone. Also, remind me never to fight her. I've never actually been in a fight my whole life, but I'm pretty sure she'd kick my ass. So good food for thought. Don't fight Lena Scissorhands. But yeah, I love the way she's snarling the vocals out. She's getting that like right there. Now that's a different sound that what she's making, because again, me personally, I don't do a lot of these screams myself. I'm more of like the type of sound. But yeah, she's super relaxed, and a lot of the tonality that we're hearing is coming from a really open system. Nice open throat, nice open pharyngeal space, and she sounds like this is effortless. Let's keep going. We're going to listen to that transition into the screams again. But I want to talk about her singing voice. Obviously we heard it before and I was holding off, and then I was like, oh no, is she not going to do cleans again? I wanted to talk about it. So I'm glad we're doing them here. One thing that's super cool, first and foremost, is that she's got a lovely tone, right? She's kind of being airy and breathy. Ooh, right here like that. La da ba da da. Oh, this sort of like light and airy tone. This is actually pretty awesome, and I would love to hear this band live and to see them live, because oftentimes what'll happen if we are screaming and we are not doing it properly, we're putting too much effort on our vocal folds, what'll happen is our vocal folds will get swollen and puffy. We want to avoid this at all costs, right? And this comes from an unbalanced voice with your distortion in the wrong spot, okay? And what'll happen is oftentimes we'll be able to expose whether or not our vocal folds are swollen by whispering and doing really like light breathy singing. Now, sometimes your vocal folds can get a little bit swollen from allergies. They can get a little bit swollen from talking all day, like if you're a teacher. Vocal health is really, really important. But if this happens to you, I don't want you to like, you know, get the fear of God like struck into your heart, but it does mean you should probably shut up and reevaluate your technique for a little while. And when I say shut up, I mean that very respectfully, like be quiet for a while. So hearing her transition from her screams to like a, hey, right there, that sort of tone, obviously with her more like minor key singing, is really cool. Like that's a bold move, because what it'll sound like, I'll simulate it for you, what a swollen vocal fold sound would be like. And again, this is not to substitute for medical advice. I am not a medical professional. This is something that I picked up somewhere through I heard this somewhere, probably in my speech therapy courses way back in the day. But like, do not use this to diagnose yourself. If you feel like your vocal folds are hurting or damaged, go to the doctor. Don't be like, well, Mark said this is like, no, this is just a way for you to check in on yourself. I'm not a doctor. Okay, enough of that. But if I was to simulate this for you, oftentimes what we can do is we can sing happy birthday, really light and airy. Don't try to go too high, or of course those notes are going to be difficult for you. But if we're here, hey, happy birthday to you, right? Okay, everything was nice and connected. If my vocal folds were swollen, it might sound like this. Happy birthday to you. I'm simulating that. I'm doing that on purpose, but happy birthday to you. You hear how there's that delay versus the nice open happy birthday to you, right? If your vocal folds are kind of swollen, what'll happen is you'll get that delay. And part of the reason for this is because often vocal fold swelling can start at the front, right? Because your vocal folds are like this and they sit in your throat right there. They can start at the front or the base, not all the time, right? Of course, this is probably a simplification, but the swelling can start there where your vocal folds start to zip up when you go to phonate, right? So again, kind of getting back to my initial point, the fact that she's going from a very aggressive fry tone that does have some true chord tonality to it to breathy singing, you'd have to have really good screaming technique live to make that happen. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to sing it light and breathy. She'd have to sort of, you know, sing it more full voiced in her chest, or maybe even get a little belty with it, which would further exacerbate the swelling of the vocal folds. So bold move, and I like it. Let's go back. Excellent tone on those fries. I mean, excellent tone on the cleans as well, but like, that was those are some of my favorite, just like pure fry screams I've heard in a while. I think because they were clean, they were open, they were relaxed. Like, I feel like if I was to see her live or see her in the studio, she'd be able to just do that standing as relaxed as I am right now, which is oftentimes the goal with our metal vocals, right? We want to be able to just, now, this isn't necessarily to say this is the only way to know that you're doing vocals well. Some vocals take a lot of work from the abdominals, not your throat, and a lot of focus, and we have to project them, not over project them. But with a lot of our vocals, we want to be able to kind of just right. We want to be able to just kind of snap in and out of it, really relaxed. And I feel like she could do this, like, you know, drinking her morning coffee and reading the paper. So. First exposure to Infected Rain, pretty dope band, pretty dope vocalist. I really dig it. If you made it this far, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate you. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you had some fun. Let us know in the comments below. Check us out on Patreon. And maybe we'll do more Infected Rain in the future. If we should, let us know. But beyond that, many thanks, much love. I'm out.